Welcome to the Christy Jones Show. This is your go-to podcast for living life to the fullest. I am a life and empowerment coach, speaker, and business owner in multifamily real estate. I am a woman passionate about helping others build a life that they truly desire. We'll talk about how to make the most out of every day, from setting meaningful goals to embracing the present moment. So join us as we explore the depths of living a life that is full of joy, purpose, and satisfaction. Well, hello to 2024. Welcome back to the Christy Jones Show. This is my very first episode for this year. As you know, in December, when I last was here on the podcast, I talked about how I was going to take a break. I was going to step away, do a little reevaluation on some things, which I did, and it was amazing. Let's just say that. So some really cool things that will be coming on the podcast. Just like some little cosmetic changes, right? Like a new look, new video, new music, all the production things that are fun to play with. So some changes there, and also kind of redirecting and bringing in more fresh material for the show. So know that, stay tuned. And this year's going to be freaking awesome. That's all I got to say right now. Anyways, I'm so glad to be back here recording for the podcast. So here's what I'm doing today. Talking about wasting no time on what they think. That is today's topic. So let's get into it. All right. First, if you're watching on YouTube, can we just have a moment for the hoop earrings that I'm wearing today? I mean, seriously, I don't know. Is it like my inner J-Lo vibe coming out? I love these things. So fun. And they're light. Like they don't drag my ear down, right? You have earrings that you wear that literally like are anchors, and then it makes your ear like 6 inches long. Not a good look on me, by the way. So anyways, but yeah, just had to have a moment. If you're watching the podcast on video, which I highly recommend, by the way. But, I have podcasts that I listen to just like when I'm on a walk, and I can't be watching something. So there's times to just listen, but seriously, if you want like the whole effect of what's going on here, you want to catch it on YouTube. Spotify also has it on video format as well. Okay, so let's jump into this. Wasting no time on what they think. Here's why I want to start the year off on the podcast show with this topic, because my friend, you have no time to waste. Okay. Every day is so valuable in your life. You have no time to waste. There's on nonsense. That's what I'm trying to say. And personally, worrying about what someone else thinks, in my opinion, is nonsense. That's a waste of your time. Who cares? I want you to listen to this episode and at the end of it, be like, yeah, why am I so concerned? Why am I not doing the thing that I want to do? Going in the direction I want to go, saying the thing that I want to say, going for that relationship that I want to start. Like, why am I holding back? Why am I worried about what quote, air quotes here on video, follow me, on what they think? We don't have time for that. I totally want to dive into that because I want you to have a fresh perspective. If you are someone that struggles with, and you guys, I talk to a lot of people. I know I talk a lot, but I listen a lot. I listen a ton. And I hear this woven into all kinds of conversations. There's many ways to say it, but at the end of the day, the majority of the time, people aren't doing the thing, making the move, trying the deal, because bottom line, they're worried about how they're going to look, how they're going to be perceived, what someone's going to think. And I want to clear the slate for that, on that for you to start this year off. Okay. New year, like we don't need to get 4 months in before we realize like, oh, maybe I shouldn't worry so much about what my friends are going to think. If I really do what I want to do, be the person I want to be, quit like playing it safe, right? All right. So That is the message for the week. Well, because this comes out every Thursday. So that's what we're starting 2024 with. So let's talk about wasting no time. I mean, you can change your mind on this in an instant. Absolutely in an instant. So you have to just decide, are you tired of putting so much time and energy worrying about what others think of you or think of your decisions or think of, I mean, it could be something as simple as these stupid earrings I have on today. Like, do I care that someone's going to go, oh my God, those hoop earrings are so big. Why is she wearing those? She's too old to wear those. Why does she wear her hair like that? Why does she have lashes on? Because I'll answer that one because I want to. Because I want to. And that's good enough. That is my answer. And I don't have to feel like I have to explain why I love big hoop flashy earrings because I love them. I love them and they make me feel fabulous. So that is enough. Hair, I have a bajillion hairstyles, honestly. Honestly. So literally, I could do whatever I wanted with my hair, and I really don't care if someone thinks it's appropriate, not appropriate. It's okay. Like, no shade. Like, I feel you completely can have your thoughts about if we're just talking about some superficial things, which is totally superficial. But hair, earrings, lashes, no lashes. Do you, my friend? Okay. So I am fully comfortable and have been most of my life, fully comfortable in that. So, I mean, it could be something as simple as that. In this, when I'm talking about that throughout this episode, it could be something exactly earrings, hair, makeup, lashes, no lashes. It doesn't matter. You do what feels right to you. What makes you feel great? That's what you do. I don't care what your age is. Do it. So let's talk about playing it safe. Here's the reason why everyone wants to play it safe, stay in the little lane, um, because they want to be liked by everybody. Everybody. Well, I hope this doesn't break your heart too much. You know me. I don't sugarcoat things a whole lot. Um, I might put a few sprinkles of sugar here and there, but overall, I'm not known as the sugarcoat girl. But here's the thing. Newsflash, we are all not liked by everybody. We are not everybody's cup of tea. You are not everybody's cup of tea. I am not everybody's cup of tea. That's just how it goes. So when you're trying to be liked by everybody, I mean, you're going to wear yourself out. You are going to wear yourself out trying to be liked by the masses. I mean, just be you. Just be you. Because I don't care if you're trying super hard to be liked and loved by everybody. There's still going to be somebody out there that doesn't really care for you, that you're not really, there's something, it could just be your voice. Like my voice alone could just irritate the crap out of somebody. I mean, I can't change my voice. I mean, I guess I could take voice lessons, you know, try to work on a different voice, but I don't know. I like my voice. And I mean, if my voice is really irritating to somebody, then I totally think you need to like not listen to my voice. Find something else that like feels good for you, that resonates with you. I 100% feel that way. And I mean that with all the love and sincerity in my heart. Like I want you to do and to take in information and listen to people that truly speak to you and inspire you and fill you up, not ones that irritate the hell out of you. So, if that's me, great news. You don't have to listen. There's so many choices. So playing it safe, it goes back to wanting to be liked by everyone. And I don't care, like I said, if you are just the most perfect, which I don't know a lot of perfect people, but if you are and you're listening to this and you're like, but Christy, I'm so perfect. Like everybody likes me. Guess what? Probably not everybody. And that's okay. Be comfortable with that. Be okay with that. Right? Like playing it safe is only going to make you feel like you're living in a locked up box. It's going to be miserable. You're constantly going to be feeling like, oh, well, I can't, be myself because, they may not like me and they might like me a little bit. It doesn't matter. Quit playing it safe. Show up, be yourself. Look, the majority of people are good people, good hearts, good people, good intentions. We all goof up, right? We all make mistakes. So there's no perfect people, but be yourself. I mean, being yourself is not this, you're not a horrible person. Like I said, like majority of people, we are good-hearted people with good intentions. And sometimes those intentions, like they get, things go awry. We all make mistakes. You're like, ooh, that didn't quite turn out the way I thought it was going to. We all have those situations. Like give yourself some grace, You don't have to be perfect. This is not like a performance. Life is not a performance where, you get like a report card and you're like, oh, you were so perfect and so great. No, you're human. You're going to have things. Okay. So quit playing it safe. Just be yourself. Spend this year really leaning in to just being yourself. It's so easy. It is so freaking easy to be yourself when you let go of the expectations that other people have, when you let go of worrying if they're going to accept you or not accept you. I want to say that because I was asking myself this question. I'm like, okay, so why, Christy, have you been so comfortable with this for so long? Like a lot of times women will say, and men, that, around 40ish or so, you kind of get this like this surge of like where you care less and less about what others think of you. And I think I hear this all the time. And I think for the majority or a lot of people, that is true. But I mean, I felt that way. I'm going to go, way back. So like a lot younger. And I don't know. I don't know if it's part of it's just how I'm wired, just my personality. But I will say, I think that being some of the experiences as a younger, right? Think back to your teen years. We all have wonderful stories from our teen years, right? But if I'll just speak from my experience, thinking of things really, really young, like think 12, 13, 14. And if you were, which a lot of people were, like you find yourself in like where you're being ridiculed, being judged, having people talk behind your back, having like really not so nice things said that aren't true, but you know, it just is what it is. Like growing up, things are tossed out there, things are said. And when you have walked in some of that, which I know the majority of you have, right? Because that's just, that's a lot of being a teenager, of having these different experiences that come up and how figuring out friendships and then people treat you one way and they say this and it's like, oh my God, right? So I think back to those years and some things that I had experienced and went through, and I got really good. I will say, I learned early that people are going to say what they're going to say, and that me trying to be liked by everybody and fit in, that it really there wasn't a huge upside to that. Like, the expense that it was gonna cost me wasn't worth it. So, I feel like I learned that earlier in life. So, as I went through the different decades of my life and my 20s and 30s, 40s, now 50s, I'm really comfortable at not playing it safe, at just being myself and knowing and accepting and being okay with other people not receiving that in the same way. Maybe I'm not their cup of tea, and that's okay. I still have it doesn't create any ill feeling on my end. And just because if you've had a situation in your life where people do talk behind your back, it could be in the workplace, been there. It could be in your personal life, been there too. And you most likely have too. So, okay, yeah. So being, they're talking behind your back, they're backstabbing, whatever word you want to put on it. Big deal. Big deal. It really just hasn't, this is a term my grandma used to use, ruffle your feathers. It just doesn't really bother me. I have been able to um, experience those things and it doesn't derail me. Does that make sense? So I really am sharing this because I want you to let go of the need to be liked by so many people, to be liked by all. The next thing the other point I want to bring up is that the right people will be drawn to you, and you don't need to be begging anyone to be your friend, your whatever. You don't need to be begging people to like you, to want to hang out with you. I mean, you don't do that. The right people. So here's the thing. Okay, here's another way to say it. If you if you just show up as yourself, as your authentic self, and you are you are in a state of feeling good about yourself, and you are comfortable with who you are, the right people will be drawn to you. And you don't have to be this like where you're trying to pull and tug people to spend time with you, be your friend, see things your way, come into my camp. No, 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 no. That is such a waste of your energy. That is such a waste of your energy. So know that the right people, they will be drawn to you. The last thing that I want to, who am I joking? The last thing I'm going to say, this is probably not the last thing I'm going to say. I think the last thing that I'm going to say in this episode is to understand that everyone will perceive you differently because the lens that each person looks through is so unique to them based on their life experiences, based on where they're at in their own life, in their own personal development, in their own journey. The lens that someone looks through determines how they perceive you or me or a situation. And their perception, a lot of times, and just like yours, just like mine, it is created, that lens that we see the world through is created through a big part of that is through our life experiences. And also, if you've been conscious and aware and you're not just, sleepwalking through life, through your own attention to your personal growth, to your personal development. So if you're in tune to that, then and you've worked on that, then you will have a broader lens to perceive the world and others through. So realize that when someone is taking you in, judging you, receiving you, whatever word you want to put on that, that every single person is going to have a different perspective on you because of their own lens of life that they're looking through. I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm sharing that because it's important that you know that specific fact so you don't take everything so personal. A person is perceiving you through their lens of life. And that is based on a very long list of things. And so you will be perceived differently by each and every person that you interact with. Now, if you spend all your time and energy trying to figure out what you got to do to make them think that you're, quote, a good person, which that is a whole nother topic for another episode sometime, or you're just trying to make sure they think positively of you and that they, quote, like you, you're going to wear yourself out. You're going to wear yourself out. Everyone's different. Everyone perceives things differently. So it's so important that you just be yourself and not try to play up to what you think people want you to be, because everybody is going to want you to be a little something different. So that sounds crazy town to me. Like, I can't do that. I don't have the capacity to do that and try to remember who I'm supposed to be in front of different people. Here's the thing. This is what you get. I'm Christy. Like, I can't remember who to act like in all these different settings. Here I am. This is me. I hope we have a great exchange, and I'm pretty confident we will because I love interacting with people. I love it. I thrive on it. I love listening to people. But at the same time, somebody might go, "Oh my gosh, I she's like way too much," or her voice is like so irritating. And that's perfectly okay. I understand. Completely fine. So understand if someone is perceiving you in a certain way, let them let them have that. Don't spend all your time and energy this year trying to control how people perceive you and also trying to make sure they quote unquote like you. Like you are worthy as you are right now. Do we each have things that we are improving on, developing, things that you go, "Oh, wait, I wanna change that about me." Maybe something that comes to light, you're like, "I wanna adjust that a little bit about me." Absolutely, that stuff, that's part of evolving and being human. That's perfectly normal. So, nobody said you had to show up today and just be freaking perfect. Nobody said that. Nobody said that at all. So know that you are absolutely amazing how you are showing up today. And also, most likely, you're evolving and growing as a human, as a person, as a soul into your fuller capacity. So I just really wanted to bring this message to you early in the year. So you don't waste all this unnecessary time in 2024 trying to, you know, live up to what they think you should be. You will be exhausted continually trying to live up to what others think you should be or do or become. The most important opinion is the one you hold about yourself. It's not what they think of you. So if you're going to focus on anything right now, instead of worrying what they think, And when I say they, that's a very broad, loose word, but you know what I'm talking about. All the people in the perimeter of your life that want to have an opinion about your life, and they want to have an opinion about what you should do and how you should dress and how you should talk and what kind of work you should do and who you should date and who you should marry and how many kids you should have. And you know what I'm saying? Where you should take your family on a vacation. I mean, the list could just go on and on and on, right? So I want you to quit spending so much time worried about what they think. And I want you to spend more time this year really investing in what do you think about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? I hope you love yourself. You need to have a really good relationship with self, your inner self. That, my friend, is what is truly important. Because if you don't like yourself, if you are if you are not speaking kindly to yourself, if you are just constantly like you're not even sure what you like about yourself. If that's you, that is your area of work right now. Because when you do not like yourself, then you go out into the world and your interactions with your loved ones, your interactions with others, your interactions are affected by how you feel about yourself. Your interactions are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. You know, a lot of times you'll see people that are generally, in my experience, people that are talk about others behind their back, gossip, bring other people down, try to devalue, maybe devalue them or something that they're doing. That is truly the root of that has to do with the relationship that they have with themselves. So if you find yourself, like I have many times, on the side of the one being talked about, the one being potentially ridiculed, the one being dismissed or you know what I'm saying? Something along those lines, like where people will say things and then it gets back to you. The people that gossip, they always think they're telling the people that aren't going to tell anybody. I think I find that very humorous, honestly. I swear that's always been so true. They think when they're talking about other people that they're telling the person that they're talking crap about somebody else, and they're thinking that that's never going to get, in some way, shape, or form, around. And you guys, it's hilarious because birds that flock together, you've heard that? It always gets out. So it's just not healthy to be a gossiper. And I have compassion towards that for individuals that are stuck in that space. I do have so much compassion for that because hear me, if you're hearing this message and it's like, ooh, that stings a little bit, the focus needs to be on the relationship you have with yourself. And when a person doesn't really like themselves or they have a lot of conflict with themselves, that just shows up in a lot of different ways. And it generally shows up in how they talk about others and how they treat others. And so it comes back to the opinion that they hold of themselves. So really this year, focus on what you think about yourself, your opinion of yourself. That one really matters. That one is worth your time and energy to dig through and spend some time on and learn to really like who you are. And we're not looking for perfection. We all have things that we want to adjust or change or, grow in. Mistakes that we're like, gosh, I keep making that mistake. I don't want to do that again. I got to get a better plan so I don't do that again. Don't waller in past mistakes. Pointless, waste of time. Let's move on. Waste no time on what they think. Invest time in what you think and your opinion that you hold of yourself. That's my hope for you in starting off this year. Okay, my friend, I love you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. I'm excited for everything that is ahead this year. And please rate and review the show. If you have, leave a comment, forward an episode to a friend. If this resonated with you and you want to share it with a friend, please do. Tag me on social if you share any of that to your social as well. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Let's go make the rest of this week fabulous. Take care.